Welcome back to Northwest Backroads from Sleeping Lady in Leavenworth. This resort was named after this mountain. That's the Sleeping Lady. Can you see her profile? I'll give you a second. No? Well, I'll ask our editor to help you out. Jason? There you go. That's it. See it? Thanks, Jason. Now, Leavenworth is nestled in the mountains, but they also have a little local ski hill with a big jump. In fact, this little hill has a history of high-flying skiers.
All clear.
These skiers are going to great lengths.
Oh, nice jump.
6'3".
63 feet.
To jumpstart a piece of Leavenworth's past. Over 70 years ago, long before Bavaria blanketed the town, Leavenworth had another history.
It's named after my dad and my uncle, Bocky Hill.
Every winter, Leavenworth's tiny ski hill transformed into a world stage.
And there were a lot of Olympic tryouts here and national championships, North American jumping championships.
From 1930 through the 70s, this was an international ski jumping destination.
Tokol, the kid from Brooklyn, had immediately broken that mark with a leap of 273 feet at Leavenworth, Washington.
There used to be a big judges stand, huge one here. And back then we kind of had arms down here when we jumped, and we come back and jumped this way.
Jumpers like Shell Bakke launched off a handmade trellis at speeds of up to 60 miles per hour.
Yeah, I was at least 100 feet up from the end of the trestle where we started.
They landed the 300-foot flight on wooden skis with no helmets.
Yeah, I jumped on wooden skis. When I was jumping, that was the best there were.
Up to 10,000 fans descended on the town to cheer the jumpers.
It was just an atmosphere of celebration in town, and they had ski dances on Saturday nights and people all over town. Diane Preby in the 18 to 35.
It's that atmosphere Shell Bakke is hoping to recapture.
Well, you wish you were young again, you know, so you could do it, but, you know, those times are past. But, you know, it's kind of helped relive some of those memories through the younger people jumping.
Jumpers today, ranging in the age from 8 to older.
This is Leavenworth history in motion. Every winter, a smaller, gentler jump indoctrinates locals into the sport of ski jumping.
It's such a friendly environment, you know, that everyone's excited about getting you started.
All clear.
The feeling is that of what you would imagine a bird. You are able to guide yourself a little bit with your hands. It's like you're laying on a cloud of air.
The record on this jump is 75 feet. A far leap from the 345-foot record of the original jumpers, but it doesn't matter. In this contest, everybody's flying high.
It's a lot of fun. Leavenworth history.
That ski jump is located at the Leavenworth Ski Hill. And besides the jump, there's alpine skiing with 2 rope tows, snowboarding, Nordic skiing, and tubing. And a lift ticket will cost you an incredible $15. How about that? Up next, a meteorite museum and Leavenworth Explained. Welcome back to Northwest Backroads from Sleeping Lady Resort in Leavenworth. Waterville is a small town a little less than an hour from here. It's a farming community with an unusual claim to fame. They found a lot of meteorites in that area. And we found a place where you can have close encounters with those little bits of outer space.
What are you looking at?
Now, I've been interested in heavy objects falling from the heavens ever since my character was killed off by a falling satellite in northern exposure.
How many people get hit by a satellite? I bet he makes the Guinness Book of World Records. Yeah, it's kind of hard to tell where rig stops and the satellite begins.
Waterville, Washington is the unofficial meteorite capital of the state. space stuff routinely turns up in these rolling hills. Scientists theorize that Ice Age glaciers left some of these meteorites behind, but this monster meteorite is different. It actually landed here, fresh from outer space.
Probably most important thing about this particular meteorite, the Waterville meteorite, is it's the first authenticated fall in Washington State.
How do they know it fell here? Farming. It wasn't in the field during plowing time in 1917, but during harvest time, the 84-pound piece of outer space made its presence known. Cost to mankind? 1 combine blade. The Waterville meteorite got no respect. It served as a doorstop at this store, where the proprietor encouraged patrons to whack it with a hammer. Finally, they resorted to other methods to get a chunk off.
And then it took them 7 hacksaw blades to saw off a little slice that they then sent off to be analyzed.
They learned the meteorite was made of nickel and iron, and it was traveling at 44 miles per second when it entered the Earth's atmosphere. As for its age, 40 billion years old.
It's so old I can't even fathom that many numbers.
They may look rather rock-like and unglamorous up against the 2-headed calf and barbed wire collection and other interesting inhabitants of the Douglas County Museum. But meteorites make this tiny farming community into a spot that's truly out of this world. Our next story explains why Leavenworth transformed itself into Washington's Bavaria. In fact, they did such a good job, they claim to be the 2nd most popular Oktoberfest destination in the world. That's next to Munich, which of course is in Bavaria. But real Bavarians? Better watch out. It's hard to believe this cute little Bavarian town in central Washington was once ugly.
It was really pretty ugly. Pretty ugly.
Pauline Watson knows what she's talking about. She's lived in Leavenworth a long time, long before it became Bavarian. Back in the 1950s, this old timber town was falling down. A dozen empty buildings lined Front Street. Business was bad. Leavenworth needed new life.
We were just looking for a way to get to stay in business and live in Leavenworth. We lived here all our lives, and that's all we really were hoping for.
So, the people of Leavenworth decided to lure tourists to their town by giving it a major makeover. They could have picked a jungle, Western, or tropical look. But as soon as they saw a picture of Oberammergau, Germany, a picture like this, they knew what to do.
And we said, that's it. We are Oberammergau.
In 1965, Pauline became the first to remodel her gift shop. She got the Bavarian ball rolling. And before long, several more shopkeepers were changing their look, too. City law says before a building can be built, its look must be approved by a design review board. No matter how big the business, it's gotta be Bavarian.
One day I walked down the street to the bank, and there was 2 German ladies standing there talking, just very animated, arguing with each other. And their argument was whether the town looked more like Garmisch or Berchtesgaden. And I knew we'd done it then.
Thanks for joining us on Northwest Backroads from Sleeping Lady. If you'd like to experience Sleeping Lady yourself, or you'd like more information about anything you've seen on our show, go to our website and click on the Backroads link. I'm going into the Kingfisher Dining Lodge now and see what Chef Ken has done with my beets, and I'm going to have myself a great dinner. We'll see you down the road.